Hi. Well, today I'm going to put together a video especially for people who've reached out for me, who've been kind enough to really explain to me their Kundalini awakening. And so many of you have reached out and, told me in detail what's been going on, with the energy fluctuations, suddenly feeling expansions of consciousness, feeling that bliss state, and then at the same time feeling like you're falling apart, like you're exhausted, and watching how when you go into the bliss states, all of a sudden your life seems to fall apart, or even, having challenging things come your way and being even more emotionally susceptible to them. So, what I want to really tell you is you're not alone, and how this process is actually a good thing. So, the first thing for me, like when I first, started really experiencing these things on such a level where it was physically uncomfortable, and when I started questioning, saying, how come I'm feeling this sort of bliss like energy one moment, and then, oh my God, no, it feels like I got fire running through my veins at another moment if I get upset. Like, how does this all balance out? So, going down the road a little bit with this, and also from what I understand from other people who have been going through the process as well. So, some of the tools to handle these things, I know I've talked about this numerous times, so I apologize if you've heard this part before. But if you can do physical activity, that is so important to help balance things, number one. Number two, when you start feeling these bliss like states, that's when I've found it is really a time to be very emotionally self reflective, because that's when the invitation is there. You feel more peaceful. You start, starting to really want to connect with other people in a loving way. But then I found at that moment, those moments is exactly when, if I get triggered, whammo, let's put it that way, because it is unforgiving. It's kind of like, okay, you got a trigger point. You're going to work through this one way or another. And so you say to yourself, oh my God, spiritually, what's wrong with me? What have I done? There must be something, it's actually, I want you to know what I've actually discovered with all this. If you think of things as nature is constantly seeking harmony, nature is constantly seeking to self organize, nature is constantly seeking a balance. Like if you look at a leaf, look at the patterns in the flowers, it's like the organizing force that it takes to put that together, that amount of intelligence. I mean, we only have like one tiny little minutia of that we can begin to grasp. But understand it's that same organizing force that is organizing your entire being to get to a state of harmony. So it's just part of the process. You got to trust the process because you're just being cleared out. So it's like your higher power, your, however you want to call it, the divine organizing force in the universe is shifting things in your world. So you're being shown the lessons you need to move forward. And let me tell you some pitfalls about the modern New Age philosophy in order to move past these lessons that are being presented so you can move on to the next state of expanded bliss. So number one fallacy is everything that comes to you is just a reflection of who you are. Wrong. Okay, that's a very highly simplistic way of looking at the world. It is a cartoon-like way of looking at how all the different pieces of the universe and molecules are actually put together. So that's number one. Number two is, oh, I'm attracting XYZ in my life because of my childhood wounds, which means that I'm going to be attracting those types of people. That's another one. Fallacy. I mean, granted, one or two little pieces can be true, but let me tell you, number three is the key, absolute key. Take a look at how your actions or reactions are affecting the people in your life around you. That is taking full responsibility for who you are and how your behavior impacts others. It's just the opposite of the New Age philosophy of, oh, everyone's responsible for their own feelings. Well, yeah, you are, but you know what? You're also more responsible for how your behavior impacts others. And of course, when you have uncomfortable things to share, or things that are going to possibly cause disharmony. It's how do you express those with compassion? How do you express those knowing the other person is a whole other person that needs to receive information in a specific way? So anyway, that's the short piece I want to leave you with today about, when Kundalini energy really starts coming at you and starts transforming your life and brings these lessons to you, what are some of the tools you can use in order to like move these transformations forward more quickly so you can become more energetically stable and feel more peaceful at all times. So I hope that helps. Until next video.